We're going to learn about advanced searching strategies to save time. Specifically, we're going to look at how teachers' plans demonstrate extensive knowledge of the relative content standards and how these relate both to one another and to other disciplines, both within a grade level and across grade levels. And to meet this goal, we need to be able to search to find resources, and we need some new skills. So we're going to go ahead and walk through some strategies that will save you hours of time as you go out to collect different information to increase your knowledge base about content. We're going to start with Google. You can start with any search engine. Most search engines do have an advanced search capability. We're going to go with Google, and I'm going to walk you through some examples and teach you some very specific strategies. Feel free to start and stop as you go and explore using your own content. I started with one of my favorite books of all time, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I want to do this with my second graders, for example, and I go ahead and put that into a Google search, and whoa! Almost 3 million hits. 3 million hits with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. And if I wanted to drill down and really dig through there, I'm guessing I'd find somebody's meatball recipe, or it's cloudy in some part of the country. But I don't have time to look through 3 million, and I don't think you do either. So let's look at some new strategies to cut through there. Well, if you look over on the right, there's some search tools, and a lot of these are brand new to me, and I dug in and I was really looking at different content with this, and I'm like, this could save me hours. Look at this. So you click on search tools on the right, and then you get anytime, all results, and then close to where you are. And so I'm looking at this, and I'm like, wow. Now, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, this topic might not lend itself to past hour, past 24 hours. So I actually went back for just to look and looked up flu symptoms. And you couldn't believe how, just by clicking on the past hour, then the past 24 hours, how the search changed so dramatically. But I thought if students were researching, what a great thing for them to know. The custom range was also interesting. I thought if students were researching something that happened 10 years ago, they could go in and put a specific range, and that was really a handy thing. Now, all results, this was really rich with information. I looked up different things, the dictionary, sites I had not visited. So if I was doing research and have I been here before? And I thought that would be very handy. The personal one kind of alarmed me, but I did a little research, and the personal one is people that are tied to me on Google+. So it is things that I was searched. Like, for example, my friend Jen does online projects with elementary schools. And when I looked up personal, her projects showed up because she had a project tied with this book. And I'm like, okay, I understand it now. So, but I was looking through that list, I'm thinking, what would be helpful for teachers? And I looked at the reading level. Now, we all know this is just a generalization. Reading teachers, don't get upset. It's a generalization. But we would expect this book is really about a second, third grade book. And it's coming out that most of it's coming out at its basic. And I thought that was as expected. I'm not sure who's writing about advanced, about Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but this just gives you kind of an idea. Are the websites going to be appropriate maybe for your students to read from a reading level point of view? Again, just a generalization. And you can go ahead and clear your where you live, put a different location. So if you're searching flu symptoms in one part of the country, it might be very different from another part of the country. I don't know. I wanted to play with that a little bit more. I thought that was very interesting. Now, there's definitely all different things that you can do, including go to all across the top. And you see that there's web, maps, shopping, books, and everything else. They're not tied specifically to this book at this moment. But if you wanted to see images for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, you would just go ahead and click on the images to the left. I thought originally that these were tied. I'm like, flights tied to the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? No, it was just different flights across the country. So I figured that out. Now, those are some great strategies, and you could play in there and make sure you start and stop as needed. But I want to go into advanced searching. So to get there, over to the right, there's a gear, and then you can see advanced searching. Now, to the left of it is safe searching. Do not trust the safe searching. Like you would think, oh, I'll turn on the strongest searching and bad images will not come out. No, Not true. It might come out anyway, so you got to be careful. Again, never search for images while connected to a projector. To the left of the safe search is the personal and the not personal. So if that kind of bothers you, you can go ahead and turn that on or off. So I was glad to find that little feature after I found out what it meant. Okay, here's advanced search. I love it. It's nice and clean and to the point. There's two, basically, I cut it up into two pieces. This is the top of the page, and then this is the bottom of the page. So you can really dig in, and before you do one of those searches gets 3 million hits, you can really come in and find exactly what you're looking for. Again, I just want to make the note about the safe search. Right now, mine's set to moderate, but I have found even with strict, things come through, so be careful. So you've been warned. Okay, now advanced search. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. I don't want a meatball recipe. I want something to do with a book. So I've got to tell the advanced search what I want. If I don't put it in the right place, it's going to come out with a bad result. So if I put it all the words, it's going to go out and search for cloudy. Chance. I'm going to find gambling sites probably. And recipes. So that's the top line. All words searched by themselves. And that's where you get the 3 million. So that's all the chance, the gambling, the meatballs, and the weather. That's 3 million. We don't have time for 3 million. You have to put it on the second line. This is the exact phrase. So Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, that's the title of the book. That's what I want. But let's say that you were searching on rocks and minerals. If you put it as rocks and minerals, and somebody on a website put it as minerals and rocks, it's not going to find it. So just kind of know sequence really matters. In this case, title of a book, it's great. Now, I need to tell the advanced search, what am I looking for? So I'm going to put the word vocabulary. Don't put on the top line lesson plans. You'll end up at those sites that want to have you pay for lesson plans. We don't have time for that. Use some words that we really only use in education. Vocabulary is a great one. If somebody's going to write a lesson plan, there's a good chance they're going to include vocabulary as one of their key words. So vocabulary is a good one. Another word I use all the time is rubric, because really we're the only ones that use rubric. So that will help narrow our search. Now, I don't use the third line, any of these words. It seems to confuse the Google search, but that's just me. Now, none of the words use all the time. I don't want to buy the book. I might be a second grade teacher, and I just want to, I don't want to buy it. I have a class set. So I take out Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and in this case, I don't want anything to do with the movie that was produced. I want to get into the book and some new ideas that I could do with the book. So I took out movie also. Probably should go a little deeper and take out Sony and maybe some more words there. But we'll see how we do. So originally we started at 3 million, almost 3 million before we did this. So let's see how we come out. We're down to 3,500 just by adding vocabulary and taking out the Amazon and the Barnes. That's dramatic. 3 million to 3,500 in 0.33 seconds, of course. It's speedy. You can see the first one. It is vocabulary, and then there's a close activity. And I do take a minute to look at the address to kind of see where they're coming from. I didn't know the first one, but I knew the second one, Kia, I call it. And I'm like, oh, there's always quizzes and vocabulary and things on there. So good resources I knew there, but I didn't know the first one. So I clicked on it, and I thought, wow, if you're teaching young people, this is perfect. There's a picture of the book, and there are 4 words, but they go even to the next level, and they take each word and put it with a picture. Research shows if you put pictures with your words, there's going to be a better chance they remember the word. So I'm like, oh, done for me. I'm all about being done for me. Here's the word frequent and some images that could go with that. I'm like, oh, I really like this. So then I take a minute and look up at the address, which is called the URL. I look up at the address and go, I wonder what this site's about. Maybe I can find some other resources there. So bookbuilder.cast.org, I'm going to go investigate. And I'm looking at the site. I'm like, this could be helpful for other books that I want to do. So this is really how I find resources. I find one, and then it usually leads me to some other ones. Didn't even know this site existed, so I wanted to find out who they are. And it is made possible through the Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. Thank you so much, and the Alden Trust and the Pinkerton Foundation. So thank you. But look at that. I got one resource now. Potentially I could get quite a few more. So that you want to take your advanced search and kind of grow your own resources. Now, rubric. This is the same thing with the rubric. And look at this. Now, from 3 million to 433. Wow, that is really significant that I can get right down to what I need. And I just looked, it looks like the school district is the first one. And then it goes on to somebody's website and so on. So, wow, from 3 million to 433, that's pretty dramatic. And that's what we want to do. Now, going back to our original Kia, this is there's free parts and there's subscription, but there's tons of resources on here. And I'm not about reinventing the wheel, as you will learn, that I'm about finding things that other people have made and seeing if they fit with what you need. Google, awesome, awesome, awesome. But don't stop here. Next time you're tempted to go to the beautiful, clean Google screen, remember to go to the advanced search. And when you're on the beautiful screen, where is advanced search? Sometimes you actually have to search for it, or do a search and then it shows up on the right. But it used to be a link right off the main page, so maybe it'll come back. So Google Advanced Search. We need to teach every educator about this, and we need to teach every student about this. So, advanced searching strategies. You now have in your backpack fantastic resources to go out and share and save time. Just think about it, from 3 million to 433. Yay! You've got some great strategies. Good luck. Thanks.